There we go. Thank you. I'd like to call the Senate to order. Mr. Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Barnett, Barrett, Blackman, Blackwell, Blunt, Boyd, Branning, Bryan, Butler, Carter, Kaufman, Chazanal, Chisholm, DeBar, Delano, England, Fillingang, Frazier, Harkins, Hill, Hobson, Horn, Jackson of the 11th, Jackson of the 32nd, Johnson, Jordan, Kirby, McCon, McDaniel, McGlendon, McMahon, Michelle, Moran, Norwood, Parker, Parks, Polk, Seymour, Simmons of the 12th, Simmons of the 13th, Sojourner, Sparks, Suber, Tate, Thomas, Thompson, Turner Ford, Whaley, Wiggins, Williams, Witherspoon, Younger. Mr. President, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Mr. Secretary, y'all please rise. Senators, please rise for the invocation given by Senator Sparks, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Senator England. Senator Sparks.
Bow with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for another day here on this earth to serve you. Thank you for being the Creator. Thank you for reminding us you can stop us in our tracks when you see fit. Such a beautiful day today that you've created. Be with us, let us be safe as we travel. Lord, be with those who are working, those who are out working the lines, working in law enforcement, working in health care. Dear Lord, give them safe travels and comfort. Thank you for what they do. Dear Lord, let us go about our work. Let us remember it is also said in your word to beware when all men speak well of you. We have to take positions here. We have to research. We have to make votes. Let us do that with our eyes on your word and your wisdom. And Lord, help us to lead. All these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Senators. Now the reading of the journal. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the journal. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next, message and petitions. Mr. Secretary.
Mr. President, there are none.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Committee reports. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the committee reports.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the committee reports. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next, the reading of titles, bills, and resolutions. I recognize Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the titles of the bills and resolutions.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the titles of bills and resolutions. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now to introduction of guests. Senator England, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like my fellow senators, please help me welcome today Ms. Shira Stallworth. She is a current candidate for the city of Moss Point mayor. It's her birthday today, and she has with her her daughter Mariah and her son Jonathan. Please help me make them welcome. I also have with me here at my desk Miss Grace England, who is turning 7 on Wednesday, and I'm excited that she's here along with her mother and her brother over the non-smokers table.
Well,
Thank y'all for being here.
welcome, Grace and Levi. Great. Good to see y'all. Mrs. England, glad to have you with us. We need good candidates at the local level. Mayor, thank you very much for putting yourself out for that job. So now we'll move any other introduction. Senator Kirby.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make a request that we relax the dress code for today.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Okay. So now we're moving to the calendar. I think Senator Kirby, we'll get to business. We're on the rules calendar number 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to suspend the rules and take up items 1 and 2, Senate nomination 17 and 18 in block, and ask the title be read.
Mr. Secretary, please read title.
Senate nomination number 17, Amanda Frouchet, Jackson, Mississippi, Mississippi Commission on the Status of Women, term effective January 11, 2021, ending January 11, 2025. Senate nomination number 18, Vivian Walker Daly, Goshen, Mississippi, Mississippi Commission on the Status of Women, term is effective January 12, 2021, and ending January 12, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. President. Of course, both of these meet all qualifications, and these are the Lieutenant Governor's appointees. I thought I'd say that. Ask for use this morning roll call for final passage.
Use of morning roll call has been requested. We have a couple of questions. Senator Wiggins, I believe you were first. Senator Wiggins, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question.
We yield for a question, Senator.
I yield.
Please proceed.
Yeah, that Amanda Frouchet, I just want to make sure that she answered the questions appropriately and that she is qualified to have that job on the Women's Commission.
Yes, sir. I asked her those questions, and she assured me that she was very qualified for that position.
So, and I'm not sure about her counting skills, so does that work too?
I think her accounting skills and many other skills help her meet those qualifications.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just so long as we've embarrassed her enough, thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Wiggins might be recorded again. We'll see. Senator McCoy, for what purpose you seek? Senator Johnson, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Should we set that aside in case there's any debate on that one?
I think we're safe, Senator. Thank you, though. All right, we're ready for your motion, Senator.
Use morning roll call. Final
Use the morning roll call.
do it consent. I'm sorry.
Use the morning roll call,
Do
revising
advising
consent.
On items 1 and 2.
Anyone object to the procedure? Wish to record as voting no. Seeing none, bill passes by the morning roll call. Congratulations, Amanda. Thank you very much. And Ms. Okay, Senator Kirby.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to suspend the rules, take up items 3 through 17 in block unless someone wishes to set one aside and ask that the titles be read.
Made a motion to take 3 through 17 in block. Any objection? Motion granted. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. You're in block 3 through 17, Senate.
Read
Ms.
the titles.
Secretary, would you please read the title of each of them?
Senate Concurrent Resolution number 521, recognize the induction of Grammy Award-winning country music artist Marty Stewart into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Senate Concurrent Resolution number 527, congratulate Coach Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels football team for impressive victory in Outback Bowl and for the 2020 season. Senate Resolution number 3, congratulate McGee Trojans football team for winning the 3A state championship. Senate Resolution number 4, recognize Noah Harris of Natchez, Hattiesburg as Harvard's first African-American male student body president. Senate Resolution number 5, commend judicial contributions and legacy of former 14th Chancery District Judge Dorothy Cullum. Senate Resolution number 6, congratulate Lumberton High School Panthers football team for MHSAA Class 1A state championship. Senate Resolution number 7, congratulating Oak Grove High School Warriors football team for winning Class 6A state championship. Senate Resolution number 8, paying tribute to 52-year law enforcement career of Constable Houston Hoot West of Caledonia, Mississippi, and extending condolences. Senate Resolution number 9, recognize Raphael Sams as a recipient of the 2021 Governor's Arts Award as Mississippi Cultural Ambassador. Senate Resolution number 10, recognize Arthur Jaffa as a recipient of the 2021 Governor's Arts Award for Excellence in Media Arts. Senate Resolution number 11, recognize the Tutwiler Quilters as the recipient of the 2021 Governor's Arts Award for Arts in the Community. Senate Resolution number 12, recognize Jesmyn Ward as a recipient of the 2021 Governor's Arts Award for Excellence in Literature. Senate Resolution number 13, recognize Benjamin Wright as the recipient of the 2021 Governor's Arts Award for Lifetime Achievement. House Concurrent Resolution number 1, Bobby Paschal Martin, commend life and legacy upon his passing. House Concurrent Resolution number 2, former Representative Gary V. Staples, commend legislative career and mourn loss upon his passing.
Make your usual motion, Mr.
Senator makes the
President.
usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. All of these were reviewed by the Rules Committee and meet all the requirements, and I'm very happy to honor a lot of these people. So if there are no further questions, I ask for use of afternoon roll call for final passage.
Use of the afternoon, any questions first? Any questions? Seeing none, use of the afternoon roll call has been requested. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? No. Seeing none, present? Seeing none, use of the morning roll call is granted and unanimous consent of the Senate. We'll move to the motions to reconsider number 18 on your Senate calendar today. We'll recognize Senator Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to call up on today's calendar item number 19, Senate Bill 2588, and ask the title be read.
Mr. Secretary, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2588, Statewide Elections Management System, remove electors who fail to respond to notice.
I make a motion that we table this motion to reconsider.
One moment, please. The motion was to table. Any questions of the Senator? Senator Blunt. Senator Blunt would request to speak on the motion. Seeing no questions, Senator Blunt, you're recognized to speak on the motion.
I'm going to ask you to vote against the motion to table. Mississippi's history regarding the right to vote is well known and infamous in this country. And instead of making it better, this bill makes it worse. 43 states have early voting. 43. Mississippi doesn't, rejects it every year. 40 states have online voter registration. Mississippi doesn't. We reject it every year. Mississippi is the only state where we have one of the most narrow absentee voting requirements in the country, and we are the only state to require both documents to be notarized. We have the most restrictive vote by mail process in the United States. Mississippi has the most restrictive laws regarding regaining the right to vote. If you commit a crime that results in you losing your right to vote, you lose that right to vote for the rest of your life, even after you've paid your debt to society and become a citizen again, taxpayer, and everything else. The only way you're going to get that right to vote back is if the legislature passes a bill with your name on it and the governor pardons you. We've got a lot to do better. Instead, we're doing worse with this bill. This bill is going to purge voters in your district who, simply because they don't respond to a postcard and they miss a certain number of elections. Those Mississippians are legal registered voters now. They have the right to vote. They have the right not to vote. This bill will purge those people. We ought not to do it. So why do we have this bill before us? Why do we have a bill that is going to purge legal Mississippians who, you know, by the definition of the bill, have not committed voter fraud? By the definition of the bill, these are people who have not voted. Therefore, they have not committed voter fraud. Why do you want to purge thousands and thousands of people who don't exercise their right to vote? The only reason that we are given that this bill is before us is, well, there's this perception out there. There's this perception. There's no evidence. There's no evidence from the Republican Attorney General. There's no evidence from the Republican district attorneys of this state. There's no evidence that anything is happening. Again, what you've got is a list of people who haven't voted. So why is this perception out there? I submit to you it's for a couple of reasons. One, it's because some people's candidate for president lost the election last year, and they still refuse to admit it. Two, they see what has happened in other states on the news, and they're upset about that. We can't do anything about what happens in other states. That's why those states have courts. That's why every single court in the United States of America rejected the claims on which this bill is based. And so you ought to confront the perception of the people who believe things that aren't true. Like a Republican United States Senator said when the presidential election was certified, he said the best way we could show respect for the voters who are upset is by telling them the truth. That's what you ought to do. This bill is not the truth. It's based on things that are not true, that are not happening in Mississippi, and it will purge people from Mississippi for no good reason. I ask you to vote against the motion to table.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Tate, you're recognized to close.
I would ask you to vote yes to table this motion to reconsider.
Senators moved to vote yes. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. No. The ayes have it. We'll move to, that was number 19 on your calendar. 18 retains its place on the calendar. We'll move to number 20. This would be Senator Polk.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to call up item number 20 and ask the title be read.
Mr. Secretary, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2727, Department of Archives and History, bring forward provisions establishing the department and its board of directors.
Mr. President, I move with the table the motion to reconsider.
Move to table the motion to reconsider. Senator Bryan, would you like to speak on the motion? Senator Bryan, you're recognized to speak on the motion.
I do wish the Senate would reconsider its position on this bill. There is no problem with the operation of the Department of Archives and History, nor do I ever remember any particular problem with it the entire time I've been here. Recently, the state opened 2 museums, Museum of History of the State of Mississippi and a Civil Rights Museum. Tens of millions of dollars were contributed by people, many of whom from out of state, national corporations, others, knowing that these 2 museums would be operated by the Department of Archives and History. Now, clearly the department didn't raise all that money, but clearly the contributors knew the department was going to be operating the museums, and clearly the department is operating the museums without any complaint that I know about. So can you tell me any other agency that had all this private money pour into it for it to operate? So why, in the middle of this pandemic, in the middle of all that's going on, are we getting involved with trying to mess with the Department of Archives and History? We have agencies that do have problems. We have problems that we need to deal with, and we are. There's a problem with our state parks. I disagree with privatizing them. I think we ought to put a reasonable amount of money in them and operate them as state parks. But clearly that's something to look into. That's a legitimate inquiry, and that's a problem. We have problems with our roads. How we go about maintaining them, get enough money to do that. Different people can have different ideas about that, but that's a real problem. If you look at the liquor warehouse, whether we should or should not continue to operate the liquor warehouse is an issue. That's something we ought to look into. Our mental health delivery system, we're getting sued for that. We are spending and need to spend a lot of time and effort worrying about that. We've had terrible problems over at the Department of Human Services. I think the new leadership there is well on the way to fixing it, but that's a problem we need to focus on. We've got plenty of state agencies where there are real world problems, and we need to focus on them. But we also need to focus on them publicly and slowly and deliberately so that the public knows what's going on. We have at our disposal 3 million people to help us solve problems. All we did was win elections. You know, we don't become all knowledgeable just because we won an election. But if we debate things in public and the public has a chance to find out what's going on, we have folks that actually do have some knowledge that might help us. One of the things I'm terribly upset about this proposition is that a bill was introduced merely to bring forward code sections. And then on deadline day, with all the chaos that there usually is, there's a floor amendment to completely revamp the board of the Department of Archives and History. Instead of having a self-perpetuating board, which for more than a century has been insulated from politics, we're going to have political appointees on that board. I don't understand why we would want to change a board that's functioning. Last year, there were 2 appointments to this board whose appointments died in the Accountability Committee. There are 2 more appointees whose confirmations are down in the Accountability Committee now. That's 4 of the 9 open slots which are being held up in the Accountability Committee. And I don't know that there's any complaint about the individuals who are on the board.
15 seconds, Senator.
I would simply suggest that there are more important things we should focus on. And at all accounts, if you want to look at this board, we need to do it slowly, publicly, and when everybody knows what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Bryan. Senator Polk, you're recognized to close on the motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. As Senator Bryan pointed out, for over 100 years, the Archives and History Board has been the only board in Mississippi that self-perpetuates. They name their own replacements. Your constituents, who are the taxpayers of Mississippi, have absolutely no control over who is on that board except through advice and consent of the Senate, which is one small part of the way a board is chosen. The governor does not get to make appointments. Lieutenant governor does not make appointments. After a while, you will see that a board starts thinking like itself. So this bill that we're going to pass today will show that you now and your constituents have more control over the hundreds of millions of dollars over these years that will have been spent on archives and history. And it's time for us to be able to open the light to that. So I urge you to vote for the motion to table the motion to reconsider.
Okay, we're ready for your motion. We have a motion. We have any questions? Senator Horn, are you for a question? Senator Polk?
Yes.
Please proceed. Senator Horn.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Polk, I serve on the Foundation for Mississippi History, which is it's a private nonprofit entity, but it works very closely with the Department of Archives and History to help raise money and other things to support the museums. And for the life of me, I can't understand why we're doing this. What problems do you see with the existing board?
Well, Senator Horn, I just explained it to you. It's a self-perpetuating board that I think defines what Mississippi needs to be about as far as accountability, transparency, and efficiency.
Is there anything that's not transparent, that's not accountable, and that's not efficient in the current board?
There's always things that are not efficient, transparent, and accountable in state government. I find it more and more every day. To point to a specific instance, no, I will not do that. I will say that Katie Blunt, the director, does an excellent job. But Mississippi needs to have more accountability. The taxpayers of our state need to have more accountability to be able to say where our money is being spent. And a self-perpetuating board does not allow that to happen.
I mean, why doesn't it? It's a very diverse board. It's a board that's geographically diverse. has fine, upstanding people who are confirmed, are not confirmed by the Senate. So it seems to me that there is oversight there, but wouldn't you agree with me that if we start appointing folks on every 4 years or every 6 years, or however long a term might last, that board could run the risk of being politicized?
Well, it's the only board that is self-perpetuating. To me, that would have a bigger possibility of being politicized by certain factions that only have a myopic view of the way things need to be run. When you have a governor and a lieutenant governor who are appointed or elected by the people of Mississippi, you start getting the diversity that I'd like to see on that board.
You don't think the board's diverse right now?
I think they're thought diverse. The diversity of thought as far as archives and especially history is maybe a little myopic, and we need some new thought in there.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Any other questions? Any other questions? Seeing none, motion has been made by the senator. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator Blunt, did you, you're not recorded being present, is that correct? Present. I'll watch out for you. All right. We are at 21 and 22 on the calendar, 21 and 22. Seeing no, they will retain their place on the calendar. We will proceed to Senator Blackwell.
Any announcements?
Thank you.
One second, I'm sorry. Are there any announcements? I know Senator Harkins, I'm sorry. One moment, please. I want to appreciate all of you making so much time and effort to get here today during the snow and ice, everything else, to do the people's work. So thank you very much, each of you. Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Committee will not meet tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Senator Harkins. Senator McCon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a reminder, many of you saw that if you had tickets to tonight's rodeo, that rodeo performance has been moved to Thursday right now, and be watching the Commissioner Andy Gibson's Facebook page for additional comments on tomorrow night's performance as well. We'll do what we can to get y'all in. Thank you.
Senator McCon, thank you. Senator Barnett. You're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Adjourn in memory.
Please proceed.
Thank you. When we adjourn today, I would like to adjourn in memory of Mr. Curtis Morgan, Mr. Vion Gilmore, and Mr. Romy Wyatt. Thank you, Mr. President.
Romy White was the last one, Mr. Secretary. Thank you. Senator England, for what purpose? Announcements?
Some brief announcements, Mr. President.
Please proceed for an announcement.
Mr. President, I'd just like to say thank you to our Democratic colleagues for picking up dinner on Thursday night for us. We were here late. I really do appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'm sure all of us do. We were all very appreciative.
Thank you. Senator Wiggins. You're recognized for announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a reminder to Judiciary A committee members that we have 2 nominations, and we sent out a memo stating to come look at the information with Ms. Pat if you so choose, and to send a message to us if you would like to do that. Otherwise, we will be having a meeting at our normal meeting on Tuesday, but pending the weather, may be pushed to our regular meeting on Thursday.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kirby, you're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've been asked by senators or requested by senators to relax the dress code tomorrow afternoon. Is this something that the chair would consider?
Certainly. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed to Senator Horn. Senator Horn, you're recognized for announcement.
Adjourn in memory.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, when the Senate adjourns today, I'd like to ask her to do so in memory of Bishop Earl Lee Clowers, Sr. of Raymond, Mississippi, who passed away last week of COVID. And I'd like to join Senator Blunt on that announcement.
Thank you. Unfortunately, we have one every week. So please be careful, everyone. Senator Fillingane.
For an adjourned in memory, Mr. President, the appropriate time.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. When we adjourn today, I would like the Senate to adjourn in honor of Judge Eddie Bowen. He was our senior circuit judge in the 13th Circuit. He passed away last week, and we'd like to adjourn in his honor.
Thank you very much, Senator Fillingame. For announcement purposes, please note that we will not be doing the vaccines for those of you who are eligible tomorrow, and they will be rescheduled. Senator Polk, you're recognized for announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appropriations Committee will not meet tomorrow at 1:30.
Thank you, Senator Polk. Senator Blunt, you're recognized for announcement.
For adjourned in memory, please, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
When the Senate adjourns today, I would ask that we do so in the memory of Ron Fender of Jackson. Ron was the brother-in-law of Grant Fox, who many of us know. He leaves his wife, Blakely Fender, and 2 young children. He passed away unexpectedly last week.
An outstanding athlete, by the way, on many of the road races, and we mourn his passing. Senator Jackson Sampson, you're recognized for an announcement.
Point of privilege at the proper time.
Okay, one moment, please. Senator McCon, you're recognized.
One more thing, Mr. President. If there's anybody that needs to get home and you do not have a four-wheel drive vehicle, and we are all welcome to assist you getting home, so please catch up with Senator Delano, myself, or any of the others around. We'll be happy to get you back and forth today and tomorrow.
Thank you, and I believe Andrew Yates has also got transportation for those who may need it with a four-wheel drive. Senator Hill,
Adjourn in memory, please.
please proceed.
When the Senate adjourns today, I'd like the Senate to adjourn in memory of Bishop James Carney, who passed away last week and was a long-time bishop for Woodlawn Pentecostal Church in Columbia.
Also an outstanding individual for many, many years. Okay. Senator Suber.
Adjourn in memory.
Please proceed.
When the Senate adjourns today, I'd ask to do so in memory of a good family friend, Don Bell. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Senator Jackson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Friday, when we were debating the marijuana bill, and I was questioning the chairman pretty hard, and you gave me the permission to continue asking questions, and when you gave me permission, I didn't acknowledge you, and I'd like to apologize to you and the Mississippi State Senate. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Not necessary, but we appreciate it. Any other business? Any other business? Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate stand adjourned until 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Senator moves adjourned until 2 p.m. tomorrow. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please be careful.